Nice to be here. And basically, I'd like to give you a little background. As Ingrid said, the focus of the project is to take these injured raptors, birds of prey, mend the injury, and then release them back to the wild. I take it over 100 birds a year, and this is not a situation where I'm keeping animals as pets or anything like that. These birds come in, and they're rehabilitated and released back to the wild. A few of the birds that cannot be released, such as the birds I brought with me today, are permanently injured. They cannot be released back to the wild. Anyone know what kind of owl? What is it? Great horned owl. And he gets its name from the tufts of feathers on the top of his head. Incredible eyesight. In fact, watch his head. His eyes are so big, they can't move in a socket like our eyes. But he can do something pretty interesting, and he's doing it right now. He can turn that head completely around. And when I walk around, look at that black line on the side of the face. That's a facial disc. And when the owl's out listening, he can do something pretty interesting. I do it all the time. People will call me, I go like this, trying to hear better. Owl can do the same thing by moving his feathers back and forth to pick up sound. And because he has such good hearing, listen to his wings. No sound. No sound. Silent flight. Silent flight. This is called a screech owl. And a screech owl is kind of interesting because he comes in two colors. This is what we call the red phase, and they also come in a gray phase. Same owl, just a different color. And you can see he's got the ear tufts, just like the great horned owl. He's almost a miniature great horned owl, but he's the second smallest owl in New England, the screech owl. You want to watch the saw-whet owl. And the saw-whet owl gets its name from the sound it also makes. This is the smallest New England owl. You'll notice he doesn't have any ear tufts on the top of his head. And this bird is full grown. We can't touch him, guys. He's really delicate. And this is one of the very few owls that will migrate south. And this bird is also prone to nest in a bird box if you put it up in a proper location. And these birds are found in not only rural areas, but urban areas also. You'll see them right in the center of our towns and nesting in old trees. The reason I really interested in this bird because he's perfectly adapted to the environment. He's a scavenger. He eats only dead things. And if you look at the bird, the first thing you notice, he's got a featherless head. And the featherless head is there for a reason. When he's eating his food, he sticks his head into his food, pretty messy. So nature gave him that beautiful featherless... Nature gave him that beautiful featherless head to keep it clean, so the bacteria won't build up on his head. You know, the epitome of what a bird should look like, the peregrine falcon. But this guy is built for speed. If you look at him, the feathers are real tight to the body, real tight. Long pointed wings for speed. When he's flying and chasing a bird, they've been clocked at about 200 miles an hour in pursuit of another bird. Incredibly fast. If you look at the face of this bird, you'll notice the black molar stripe under the eye. Any animal or bird that runs or flies real fast seem to all have that characteristic black line. A gazelle, a cheetah, the peregrine falcon, Tom Brady. Black line under the eye. Okay, this is the red-tailed hawk. This, like the great horned owl, is the largest owl. The red-tailed hawk is the largest hawk in New England. This is a female. And they're a pretty handsome bird. When you look at them, notice the wings on this bird. A lot different than the peregrine falcon. He's a soaring bird. He has big, broad wings for soaring. And the old farmers used to call this bird a chicken hawk. The old chicken hawk name for the red-tailed hawk. Largest New England hawk. They build a big stick nest, unlike falcons that nest on a shelf of a ledge or even on a windowsill of a skyscraper. This guy builds a huge, huge nest. And they're mostly mammal hunters. They hunt mice, rabbits, and sometimes even snakes and frogs. And the golden eagle gets its name, as I mentioned, a beautiful color right in the back of its head. She weighs about 13 pounds. Her wingspan from tip to tip is just about 6.5 feet from tip to tip. Unlike the bald eagle, which is partially a scavenger, this bird is a real hunter of the bird world. like the peregrine, real compact feathers. He hunts by speed, chasing its prey.